When the council houses where we lived then, my dad was abroad then, and there was like about two, that was in our line of the house, about 2 fields away, 2 or 3 fields away, on a field.
What, got shot down?
Shot down, because we had a searchlight battery on that Yarmouth Road.
Right.
You know,
Where the McDonald's is.
As you go round to Yarmouth.
Yeah.
And just along there, not far round that bend, and there was a searchlight battery. So I bet that caught it.
Oh, it's a German plane.
The Germans, yeah.
What, flying over here?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, well, they got to go over to Balm, they get Norwich, you see.
When they fly over, they
fly, yeah. And I was three men in a German bomber, and 2 of them died in that crash. 1 of them was alive, because I can remember my uncle was in the Home Guard, and he had to turn out like the others and get him, you see. Well, I mean, he'd be all days, he wasn't no trouble. So they captured him, and that's the only time I seen my mother cry all the wartime.
Really?
And because we'd never heard anything as loud as that, you see. And that was night time, or getting towards bedtime, but we were under the table.
Right.
I always got under the table because we never had a shelter.
What did you hear?
Oh, well, you see, when the siren went, and we knew the sound of their planes because they didn't sound like ours.
Right.
And so when we heard them about, we knew, you'd see, they nearly flattened Norwich. Bombed. And so that explosion, that, shook the earth. Well, of course, we say, wherever's that, Mum? Of course, you don't know if there's got to be any more. That's what worried my mother.
Oh, yeah.
And she say, oh dear, and she just had a few tears. Because you never know.
No.
You see? But that was that one that was either gone somewhere or coming back from somewhere, you see. So
where was it shot down then?
So it got shot down, and that come down, there was about 2 big fields away from us, but in about the same line. But never heard anything that loud.
Did a plane shoot it down, or
Well, that searchlight caught it. So there was guns there as a gun battery with a searchlight.
Oh, wow.
So that could have shot it down, or that might have been guns from the coastline.
Yeah.
You see, because they were all along the front, guns were. So the one was put in a camp, don't know where he ended up, and they buried the other 2, and that was in the old part where there's a broken down old bit, if you'd ever noticed it in Gillingham, in the old bit.
Right.
Like the church is in one bit,
yeah.
Then that driveway to the hall,
yeah,
and then that other bit was the old cemetery.
I know exactly what you mean.
And there's an old, well, that's still part of the tower of an old church.
Yeah.
And so they were put in the old part, and then exhumed after the war and sent back to Germany.
Well,
yeah, that's what they done, you see.
Oh, wow.
Well, I don't know so much about the German ones, but we done that after the war. Any Germans what died over here, especially like that, like in the village, and they dug them up and sent them back.
It's quite honourable, isn't it?
Yeah, that is honourable, because they're somebody's sons.